Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
New York Times Business. November 2nd. 7:06 America, New York. Funding for startups founded by women is surging. Women raised almost twice as much venture capital funding in the first 9 months of this year as they did in 2020 or 2019.
Wall Street Journal Markets. November 2nd. 7:01 America, New York. Apollo profit edges lower, but distributable earnings hit record. The New York firm posted net income of $258.3 million, down from $272.4 million a year earlier, but the portion of its earnings that it could hand back to shareholders climbed to a record level. Wall Street Journal Markets. November 2nd. 7 o'clock America, New York. Meta's ad returns or its redemption for advertisers. For all the recent controversy surrounding Meta's algorithms and their potential to cause users harm, their unique power is irresistible for its real customers, advertisers. BBC News Business. November 2nd. 7 o'clock America, New York. BP profits rise amid soaring energy prices. The oil giant says it expects natural gas prices to remain high during peak winter demand.
Daily FX Market News. November 2nd. 7 o'clock America, New York. DAX 40, S&P, P500 Technical Update. Q4 forecast playing out nicely. Strong earnings and positive sentiment aid equities higher.
Wall Street Journal Markets. November 2nd. 7 o'clock America, New York. Bond investors challenge Wall Street greenwashing. Fund managers are avoiding some green bonds they say don't meet sustainable investing standards. BBC News Business. November 2nd. 6:59 America, New York. Morrison sorry for non-EU salt and pepper label. The supermarket says it was an error to put the description on one of its chickens.
Forex Live. November 2nd. 6:58 America, New York. China Premier Li Keqiang will keep economic operations within reasonable range. Remarks by China Premier Li Keqiang via state media. This just reaffirms that local authorities will provide the necessary support in managing economic activity amid the power crunch that is impacting the country.
Wall Street Journal Markets. November 2nd. 6:52 America, New York. KKR earnings rise as private equity portfolio climbs. The firm's private equity portfolio rose 9% during the quarter.
Naked Capitalism. November 2nd. 6:52 America, New York. Big banks and emerging economies are suffering crippling cyber attacks. Risks are also on the rise in advanced economies, as the Reserve Bank of Australia recently warned.
Wall Street Journal Markets. November 2nd. 6:42 America, New York. Venture capital hasn't given up on China. China's listed IT companies are reeling from this year's regulatory crackdown. But that hasn't stopped the action in the private markets.
Armstrong Economics. November 2nd. 6:35 America, New York. WEC Energy Report. The WEC report for attendees covers oil and gas in the US and European markets into the future. You will receive an email for download shortly. The post-WEC Energy Report first appeared on Armstrong Economics. Armstrong Economics. November 2nd. 6:22 America, New York. WEC Agricultural Review. The agriculture outlook is going up for WEC attendees. You will be getting an email for the download. The post-WEC Agricultural Review first appeared on Armstrong Economics.
Daily FX Market News. November 2nd. 6:11 America, New York. EUR, CHF deeply oversold. EUR, GBP facing post-Brexit row. SNB taking notice of EUR, CHF decline. EUR, GBP edging higher as UK, France tensions remain.
Forex Live. November 2nd. 6:09 America, New York. Dollar keeps firmer for the most part so far today. Dollar only seen trading weaker against the yen. Outside of that, the greenback is keeping a slight advance with EUR USD lingering around 1.1590 levels as the pair holds below its key hourly moving averages at 1.1608 to 16, with large expiries seen expiring later today at 1.1585.
Wall Street Journal Markets. November 2nd. 6:08 America, New York. Veteran-focused Black Rifle Coffee going public through $1.7 billion SPAC deal. The coffee seller focused on military veterans is going public by combining with SPAC Silver Box Engaged Merger Corp. I.
Naked Capitalism, November 2nd, 6:04 America, New York, 866-662-3339. The Equifax verification fraud is illustration of pervasive scamming in the U.S. How fraudsters at 866-662-3339 pretend to be affiliated with Equifax but scream otherwise with their conduct, plus how to mess with them. Naked Capitalism, November 2nd, 6:01 America, New York. Manchin is AF King Snake. Progressives urge to keep pushing for both bills. Jayapal is letting the president handle Manchin after he says he won't budge on the reconciliation package.
Global Economy, November 2nd, 6 o'clock America, New York. Fed to announce start of tapering as U.S. inflation concerns persist. Officials expected to set out plans to unwind asset purchase program put in place during pandemic. Global Economy, November 2nd, 6 o'clock America, New York. The Bank of England should not raise rates yet. Central bank should cease asset purchases and no longer reinvest maturing bonds.
Forex Live, November 2nd, 5:57 America, New York. USD, JPY lower but not breaking out of range just yet. USD, JPY weighed down by lower bond yields on the day. The pair is down 0.4% to 113.50 levels currently but is still holding above recent support around 113.40 with the low last week seen at 113.25.
Marginal Revolution, November 2nd, 5:50 America, New York. The welfare effects of eviction policies. This paper studies the implications of rental market policies that address evictions and homelessness. Policies that make it harder to evict delinquent tenants, for example by providing tax-funded legal counsel in eviction cases, right to counsel, or by instating eviction moratoria, imply eviction and homelessness are less likely given default. Wall Street Journal Markets, November 2nd, 5:30 America, New York. China binges on U.S. gas to manage energy shortage, carbon footprint. Record U.S. liquefied natural gas exports to China today are in contrast to just a couple of years ago, after the country imposed tariffs on U.S. LNG during the trade war.
Forex Live, November 2nd, 5:28 America, New York. Supply issues bringing back pandemic approach to reviewing PMI data. A jump in supplier delivery times was a key detail across the manufacturing PMI reports in Europe today. The German report especially underscored the issue this has on the headline PMI reading.